Hello YouTube! How you guys doing? Jared Fuller here. Today is Sunday, February 23rd, 2020. Joining me off camera, for the moment anyway, for the time being, is Amy.
Hi.
Dad, he's gone. He went to take care of some business. I hope you all had a wonderful week. My week was, it was pretty good. I got to see my mom yesterday. We went out to lunch. We went to the Jade Buffet in Owasso. And we reminisced about a lot of things, and it was a good day yesterday. I'd written some poetry. Well, actually, I think I'd written one poem last week called A Warrior Like You. I uploaded it to my YouTube channel here. I hope you enjoyed that. There's a couple of important things coming up that I wanted to discuss, and something major that I've been bombarded with for about the past couple weeks now. And I've talked about this for the past couple of weeks, and this is going on, I think, week number 2 or week number 3, something like that. But first of all, I wanted to get to a couple of points. There are some things coming up. Next Monday is going to be the 31st anniversary of my diagnosis with Wilms tumor, March 2nd. But I'm not feeling a bit congratulatory about that, because that was the day that I found out that I had cancer, and I'm not feeling too happy about that. I'm not, it's a cancer diagnosis. I wouldn't, feel upbeat about that, and I don't. But it'll be 31 years since I was diagnosed with Wilms tumor, and Mom and I talked about that yesterday, and, she got emotional, naturally. And, I'll figure out something to do to get through the day. I don't know what. Maybe I'll make a special video talking about it. And you are free to share it on social media. Well, you're actually free to share any of my videos on social media. But, that's an important day for me, because it is the day that would forever change the course of my life. And a cancer diagnosis is big business. It's a big deal. And so March 2nd will be the 31st anniversary of, I don't even like to call it an anniversary, because an anniversary is a moment that you would celebrate. It's not really an anniversary. It's more like a commemoration. And that's going to be a day always that will be of significance to me in my life. And like I said, I might put together a video to commemorate it. And that is if my cell phone will be cooperative and upload the video, because I was at Billy's Pine Run Inn last week, and I had recorded Dan Richards talking on video. He's always on video, like when he does the promotions on Facebook. I know he does Facebook promotions, but I had taken a video of him as he was talking, opening the Monday flashback at Billy's, and I tried to upload the video so I could get it to my YouTube channel, and the computer, being stupid, saying, well, we don't recognize anything coming from this phone, or somewhere in that ballpark. And I was a bit frustrated, because I wanted everybody to get to see who Dan Richards was. You get to put a face with the voice if you listen to the Sunday flashback via the internet. If you're not local,
Like this picture on Facebook.
yeah, if you're not local to this area, like Saginaw, Flint, in Michigan, and you can't get 98 FM WKCQ, you can listen online, and Dan Richards is the voice behind the Sunday flashback, and he's a really nice guy. I mean, genuinely a nice guy. Matter of fact, the shirt I'm wearing, B95, which is a radio station based out of Flint, Dan Richards used to work for B95, and if you look at the back, Amy, could you do me a favor and see if that's showing up on the screen?
Yep. A little blurry. You can't really read it, but
Well, how about if I get closer? Can anybody see that?
if they can see the picture,
But the lettering?
they can't see
Well,
the lettering.
It's the Sunday morning flashback that Dan Richards used to have at B95. And I won the shirt from Dan Richards. I think I won it, or he gave it to me. I can't remember, but it was a gift from Dan Richards anyway. Genuinely a nice guy. He does the Sunday Flashback every Sunday from 7 until midnight on WKCQ. Country music station. It's based in Saginaw, but you can listen online from anywhere in the world. You can be in Uganda or however you pronounce it. My bad. You could be in Africa and listen to WKCQ. Although there's a time difference, so the Sunday Flashback will be, different. But yeah, Dan Richards is a nice guy. I couldn't get the video uploaded to the computer because my computer's just being stupid. Maybe it's the USB connector from the computer to the phone. Maybe it's not working fast enough. I don't know. I would like to get that problem resolved, and I would like to upload that video so all of you can put a face with the voice behind the Sunday Flashback, which tonight, 7 o'clock Eastern until midnight, is the Sunday Flashback. He takes requests. The number is 800-262-0098, 800-262-0098, and he plays music, country music from like the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. I think the cutoff point would be 10 years prior. So if it has to be within 10 years, I think, is the cutoff point, which would be, he plays music as far back as 2010. It's all country music, but yeah, a lot of good stuff. He plays a lot of wonderful country songs. And yeah, it's a Sunday Flashback with Professor Dan Richards. And this is a shirt that I got from him. He used to work at B95. B95 is still on the air, by the way. And, yeah, so I tried to upload a video from my phone. Didn't work. It's being stupid.
I had a pretty good day, week up until the other night when I got a call my mom was in the hospital. And that was all chaos.
Chaos?
Yes.
So
yes, one of the two.
chaos, yeah, chaotic. So this Saturday, I may potentially be meeting a warrior that I've been talking to. He lives in Indiana, and I'm not going to give names away. I don't want to put them out on Front Street, but
Right.
We've been planning this for a long time, this little meet and greet, and yeah, so possibly this Saturday. Nothing's written in stone yet, but the person will let me know when, if they're able to make the trip. I will be meeting them, or they're coming from Indiana. They want to visit Bronner's, and then they want to go to a Beatles shop in Bay City, because the boy, who is a child, a cancer survivor, and he has Down syndrome, he loves the Fab Four. He loves the Beatles. And one after my own heart, obviously, because I like the Beatles. So we planned this little meet and greet. I'm going to take my Jared Bear with me, and we're going to have a great day. We're going to meet up, maybe have lunch. We're going to go to the Beatles shop, and I'm going to have, like I said, I'm going to have my Jared Bear with me. Hopefully I'll get a picture taken with him and have him hold Jared Bear, or have Jared Bear between us. Because when I meet a warrior for the first time, I always want to take Jared Bear with me to, to make it official that, yeah, we met Jared Bear. This is cool. But we've been wanting to meet each other for the longest time, and maybe potentially this Saturday, Dad said he would let me borrow the car to drive to Frankenmuth in Bay City. Of course, I'll have money for gas and whatever. But we've been wanting to meet each other for a very long time, and it possibly will be happening this Saturday, and I'm looking forward to it. If something comes up where they can't, okay, that's fine. There's some other time. It's not a big deal. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It's one of the high points of this week, or at least potentially might be a high point of the week. It's this coming Saturday. Of course, I'll talk about it next week in next week's Sunday video update. Whether or not we made this meet and greet happen, because next Sunday is March 1st, and I'll be here. But I'll talk about it either way. I'll have that discussion in next week's video, so prepare yourselves for that. Now, there was something bigger that I like I said, I've been talking about this for a couple of weeks now, and my my messenger has been overwhelmingly, just filled with screenshots. It is about a person that I mentioned a couple of times. His name is Milk Tyson. His real name is actually Edward Porter. And he is the CEO of a nonprofit organization called FAM Fighting All Monsters. Now, it was brought to my attention just recently by a friend of mine who said that, so on the Ellen show, Ellen DeGeneres, kids got to go on the show, some cancer kids got to go and appear on the Ellen show. Some, not all. And I'll get to that in a minute. They got to meet P. Diddy. And Diddy danced with the kids on the Ellen show. Okay, cool. Fine. Milk Tyson, or Edward Porter, this FAM group, this nonprofit organization, they promised these other kids, and a lot of kids, that they would get that opportunity. All of them would get that opportunity to dance with Diddy. Not all of them did. Promises have been broken by this nonprofit organization. Milk Tyson, and I've received all kinds of screenshots about this guy, things that he said, things that he's done, but we'll go with what he said, because I can't actually prove what he did. In a screenshot, and it come from him, it said Milk Tyson on it. He threatened to throw somebody off a balcony. Not cool at all. Very fucking immature. And he's been using FAM to finance his life. Someone who's receiving food stamps and Medicaid, but somehow living in a high-rise apartment in Miami, Florida, paying nearly $4,000 a month in rent. It's a condo. Yeah.
That gives it away right there.
Yeah. I keep getting bombarded with all this stuff about him. And this, like I said, this is things that he said and things that have come out about him. And again, like I said, my videos get shared all the time. I don't care. I really don't give a shit. Because it's not about me. But because he has infiltrated this childhood cancer world, yeah, I'm going to have something to say about it. And I said this last week and the week prior to that. If you have evidence that could have him put away, submit it. If he is using FAM to fund his lifestyle, report him to the Internal Revenue Service, because it's illegal. He's soliciting and extorting money from people, using a nonprofit organization to fund his lifestyle. Highly illegal. And the fact that he plays favorites, and he's broken lots of promises to lots of people. He has gifted people with hundreds of thousands. Around Christmas time, he had some kind of a giveaway, which, by the way, a nonprofit organization is not the fucking lottery. A nonprofit organization is meant to serve the needs of the public when it is needed. Now, I understand that nonprofit organizations, they may not always have the money to help. And that's understood. That's understood. But what's happening here seems like a bit of a, I don't know, like a Ponzi scheme or some kind of a pyramid scheme going on here. I don't know. It seems really shady to me. Some really shady shit going on. But if, not all nonprofit organizations are able to help. They don't have the money. And that's understood. But when you dangle money over people, like a little carrot and stick, and I saw the screenshots. There's a page that on Facebook that is really ripping this Milk Tyson a new asshole. It's got a funny name to it. It's like it's a Queen song, like Bohemian Rhapsody, but it's called Bohemian Bacon Rhapsody. Like, where does a bacon come from? I don't know. It's a funny name of a page, but anyway, check it out. This Bohemian Bacon Rhapsody. And I've read a lot of the posts, and I have to agree that he has, in fact, dangled money over people, which I've said any number of times. So maybe this person running this page either agrees with me, or we just kind of think a lot alike. But Milk Tyson has dangled money over people like a carrot and stick, and once the families see the money, they go, they chase after the money, they take the bait, then he reels them in, and, then he gets what he wants. And I said this last week, he treats these people like little wind-up toys. Wind them up and watch them go. I can make them do anything with the right amount of money. Fuck you. It's people like you. This is the second person that I've noticed who is using childhood cancer, indirectly affected by it, doesn't have a kid in this, not a childhood cancer survivor himself. This is the second person I've noticed. Because I called out one fraud, and it backfired. I'm willing to call out another. I'm willing to take the heat. Milk Tyson is a scam artist. He's a fraud. And I said this last week, and I'll say it again to you parents. If he is not a parent of a cancer kid, and if he's not a child of cancer survivor himself, that should easily narrow that down to one single question. Why is he here? I've been saying this for years, but nobody listens to me because I'm Jared Fuller. Jared Fuller has been painted as the bad guy. Jared Fuller is this, Jared Fuller is that. Jared Fuller is not fucking Milk Tyson. Jared Fuller is not Ronnie Duvall. Jared Fuller is Jared Fuller. I am my own person. I walk alone. And for this reason why I don't associate with nonprofit organizations. They're not all, shady. They're not all corrupt. There are some reputable, nonprofit organizations out there, and I'll give them that. Oops. There are some reputable nonprofit organizations out there. I'm not going to discredit them. I'm talking about the Milk Tysons and the Ronnie Duvall types of the world who are leeching off vulnerable people to fund their own lifestyle and to live luxuriously at the expense of people who don't know any fucking better. It's those people who I'm talking about. I haven't spoken to Ronnie Duvall in years. I've gotten over him. Because most of the people, if not all of the people, have found out about who he is and what he does. Milk Tyson is no different. He has a nonprofit organization, sure, and it's a legitimate nonprofit organization, but he's no different. Because a nonprofit organization is not a lottery, first of all. People, you solicit money from the public, from people who are willing to donate their hard-earned money to your foundation. And you have, wow, I mean, Milk, you would make a perfect car salesman. You take people for a ride, but there's no car. That's pretty much what's going on here. There's all kinds of shady shit going on with this FAM group and Milk Tyson, and there are people associated, I would say co-conspirators, who are in on this little scheme, this little FAM front. I'm sick to death, and the people who are sending me screenshot after screenshot after screenshot of this Milk Tyson guy, I appreciate it, and I appreciate you keeping me alert and in the loop of who he is and what's going on. I had my suspicions about him years ago. When I was on Facebook, I couldn't say anything. Because if I'm friends with them, and they are friends with Milk Tyson, I can't say something and then, they're going to hate me for this. I can't say anything because, I don't want to lose my friends. Well, now, I pretty much, because I'm not an advocate anymore, Amy. I don't know if you knew that. I did away with the whole advocate label. I don't mind being called a survivor. Call me anything you want, as long as I'm not being called late for supper. But on a more serious note, we need to do away with people like this. I have never seen so much bullshit. In the least place you would ever expect to find so much barratry and chicanery and just lies and exaggerated claims and broken promises. The childhood cancer world. This is why, this is why nothing gets done. This is why nothing gets done, because there's too much ego involved. You can't get people to get over themselves and to put their ego to the side and to make it strictly about the kids. No, they got to be in photo shoots, the people behind it. They got to look good. They got to get their popularity. They got to boost their popularity. They got to boost their ego. They got to make themselves look good in some way, somehow, some form, some fashion. It is a fucking colossal joke. And fam, and this is a line that I read from that Bohemian Bacon Rhapsody page. It's a funny name. I can't get over that. That's probably why you hear me laughing at night, Amy, in my bedroom, because that name is just so fucking funny. But I agree with a line in one of the posts. Fam is a circus. Mike Tyson is the ringmaster. The children are his performers. And the parents of those kids are selling tickets to the shit show. That's fam in a nutshell. And if you are someone who supports fam, wake up. You are part of something that is corrupt. You are part of something that is dangerous and fraudulent. Mike Tyson's a drug dealer. I mean, he's got that tattooed right across his chest that he's a drug dealer. Like, is that really something that you would advertise? You become an eyesore to yourself, especially with the police or, the drug task force or whatever. Wow, just what a bonehead. I mean, who does a thing like that? And to use kids for your own personal gain, like I said, we've seen this with Ronnie Duvall. And it was proven to be a fact. And we're seeing the same thing happen again and again and again with Mike Tyson. And we need to put people like this away. I'm not saying kill them. They need to be jailed, like put in prison. We need to rid the childhood cancer world of people like this. This has got to stop. And every time I'm bombarded with all this new information about Mike Tyson, I want to pull what little bit of hair I have left on my head out of my scalp, because I am sick. I'm sick of what this guy is doing. But I was never involved with fam or milk. I never had any association with any of that shit. And, milk, what kind of a name is Milk? I mean, it's not his birth name, obviously, but what are you trying to act like Mike Tyson? Are you biting off ears too, Edward Porter? You got a big old floppy ear dinging out of your fucking mouth or what? Amy's over here laughing. But it's ridiculous that we have people like this. It's ridiculous that we have people like this. In a group of people, in a demographic of people where every person involved is in some way, shape, or form affected by childhood cancer. And I know FAM isn't centered specifically on childhood cancer. It's more like, of all medical complexities across the board. Okay, fine, but these were children fighting cancer who were on the Ellen Show. And his fucking dog, Mike Tyson's dog, gets his own ticket on the plane, first class. So, and this is true. This is true because I saw the picture where his dog was on the fucking red carpet. So the next time you want to donate to FAM or even think about donating to FAM, you are paying for his dog's airline ticket. That fucking four-legged little mutt that he takes with him everywhere he goes. You're paying for a dog's plane ticket. This is not for childhood cancer. This is to make Milk Tyson look big. You know, somebody who's supposedly a rapper. Really? We've never heard of Milk Tyson. He never travels the world. He doesn't have any tour dates. He hasn't released any albums.
That kid, fighter that bit off.
That's Mike Tyson.
Oh.
I said Milk Tyson.
Oh. Okay.
You know, like 2% low-fat skim Milk Tyson.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty much reiterating everything that whoever's behind the Bohemian Bacon Rhapsody page. It's fucking funny. I like the post. I'm just reiterating, you know, regurgitating what was said on the page. But anyway, now I lost my train of thought. Thank you. But anyway, it's this idea that his dog gets his own plane ticket. So when you donate to FAM, you're paying for Milk Tyson's dog's plane ticket. And it's proven, there's evidence of that. I saw the fucking picture. The dog is walking on the red carpet. Who? Really? A scheming, lying, manipulative bastard. Milk, that's what you are. And anybody associated with FAM, oh, you can flood my email inbox with all your heinous, hateful shit. I don't care. I'm ready. Bring it on. Because I'm not playing games either. If someone's actually doing this, and he is, using kids to fund his lifestyle, he's a scum. A walking, talking piece of shit. But anyway,
enough of that.
That's another week of Milk Tyson skullduggery, and I'm done talking about that for now. I'll be back next week. Anyway, so yeah, this Saturday I'll be in Bay City and Frankenmuth to meet my little buddy that I haven't actually spoken with him. I've actually spoken more to his mom. My nose itches. But yeah, we're looking forward to that. We both are, because she messaged me and she says, "Hey, great news! We're going to be in Michigan at the end of the week. Maybe, you know, if things go right, we're going to be in Michigan at the end of the week. So, yay! I'm looking forward to that. Cool." Oh, you know what? There was a point that I was going to make, and you interrupted me. About Milk Tyson again. Yes, I'm going to reopen that again. He calls himself a self-proclaimed rapper, but we never hear of him. He's never went on tours. He doesn't have albums. And if, in fact, he is a rapper, why doesn't he use that stage? And again, this is things that I've looked at on the Bohemian page. I don't know who the hell ever come up with that name. It's just funny. I love saying it. Bohemian Bacon Rhapsody, Amy. I don't know where the bacon part comes in, but anyway, it all makes sense. If you are a rapper and you're making money touring the world because you're such a rapper and you're making all this money, why not have all those kids that you promised that was going to be on the Ellen Show? Why don't you have them appear at one of your shows? Because you're such a big rapper, right? You're friends with Justin Bieber. Hey, Justin, we don't see you or hear you talking about FAM. We don't see you putting in a plug for Milk. Well, maybe, well, never mind. I won't go there. But we don't ever hear Justin Bieber talking about FAM or Milk Tyson and, oh my God, donate your hard-earned money to Milk. We don't ever hear about that. No, I'm sick of people using a life tragedy to profit. I'm sick of it. My dog is scratching to get in. Of course, when I'm in the middle of a sentence, he's got to interrupt me too, I swear. Interrupting. That's all I get around here. Get in here.
We love you, Jared.
Come on. Come here. Come here. Let me unhook you. Buddy. Come on. Behave yourself. Okay. You don't have to go out, Scruff. You're going to go lay down. Okay, I'm back. So yeah, I'm really I'm just, I don't know. The childhood cancer world has become, it's become a disaster. It has become just, it's become, so, it looks like a scrapyard. And I'm not saying that about the kids. I'm saying that about the people who have destroyed and used it to their own benefit. They have used and abused the childhood cancer world to claw their way to the top of whatever summit that they have envisioned in their own minds, and there's dishonest people everywhere in the childhood cancer world. They've even tried to paint me as a dishonest person, and I've been honest with everybody since day one, and they all think I'm bad. But again, it's not about me this time. This is about people that we can actually prove to be fraudulent and to engage in this bit of, trick fuckery to get money from people. That way, this money's going to FAM, the Fighting All Monsters. And, yeah, it's amazing to me how a guy who doesn't have a job is able to fly everywhere, seemingly anytime he wants. Gee, I wish I could. I wish I could just get on a plane and buy a ticket and go wherever the fuck I wanted anytime I wanted.
Yeah, your main place would be New York.
I've been to New York. I've been to Atlanta, Georgia, and Baton Rouge, Louisiana, of course. But that was money I saved. I don't have a nonprofit organization. I'm not stealing money from anybody. I'm not doing anything illegal to get the money. It's just, why I don't understand how, well, actually I do understand, and I pointed this out already. It's because he bribed people with money, and now in their eyes, in their view, this Mike Tyson guy can do no wrong because he gave me money. So what? I've given people money. I've gone right straight to the hospital and handed parents of cancer kids money. I went to a fundraiser at a Pizza Hut out in Grand Haven, Michigan, out by Lake Michigan.
Don't forget your Dairy Queen.
No, well, I'll get to that. I went to Pizza Hut to a fundraiser for a young boy, and I handed his mom a $100 bill from my hand to hers, and she asked me, "Are you sure that can you do this?" I'm positive. I'm not doing this for kudos, by the way. I don't need the pat on the back. I don't need all that. But I'm just making it a point that I have given money from my pocket to somebody else. And it didn't cost me anything. I didn't tell them, look, if I do this for you, I need to look good. I need to focus all the attention on myself. I need to get my kudos, and I need to get my recognition on social media. I need to get the attention of news media. I need to get the attention of Ellen fucking DeGeneres. No. I do it. I don't do it for the love. I do it out of love. I do it because I understand. And with March, slow down, Jared. With March 2nd coming up, I have been kind of in an emotional wreck because I know what that day means to my mom and dad and what it means to me. And I know the days of diagnosis. I know what it means to you if you are a cancer parent. I know what it means. And if you are old enough, if you are a child of cancer survivor and you are old enough to understand what that day means to you, I feel you. Because nobody is ever going to tell us how we should feel, what we should think, what we should do, how we should live our lives. Nobody is ever going to tell us how we should live. I've had enough people try pulling that shit with me, and they lost miserably. Nobody tells me how to live my life. I'm a survivor. My heart breaks for the children who passed. My heart goes out to their families. And to the people who are newly thrown into this, I'm here for you. I've always been here for you. And the people who've walked out of my life because they wanted to believe some stupid shit about me, I'm sorry. It's your loss, really, not mine. And, the door's always open. If you want to rekindle a friendship, or if you want to reach out and say, hey, Jared, I shouldn't have believed something about you without actually knowing the truth or without actually talking to you first. I'm willing to have that conversation. I'm not willing to throw it all away. I can't. And with March 2nd, fast approaching, next Monday, this keeps playing over and over and over and over in my head. Like there's people out there that they chose to walk out of my life. They chose to cut ties, but damn it, a part of me still cares. And a part of me will always care. That I can't change that just because of their feelings towards me. I can't change how I feel about other people. I can't turn back the hands of time and say, well, let me do things differently. Well, I'm not apologetic for calling out frauds. I've never been, there was a time when I actually told Dad that I regretted even getting involved with trying to crack open this Ronnie Duvall case so many years ago. I have no regrets. He threatened to sue me, or he threatened me with the FBI, which seems to be the go-to, the scare tactic to put into people to shut them up so they won't say anything more about them. Kind of like some other asshole out there who accused me of calling him a pedophile, and where you're making fun of my nonprofit organization with the feathers and blah, 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 blah. He told me I can't talk about him no more. I'll talk about anybody I fucking want to. I'm not going to be intimidated, because you can't intimidate me. This FBI talk and all this other bullshit. You are the reason why the childhood cancer world has such a bad reputation. Because when you behave like an immature little schoolgirl, this is what happens. We have people who can't act responsible enough to have adult conversations and say, you know what, let's talk about this. There's something I disagree with and I want to talk to you about it. We can't do that anymore. It's, well, I blocked you, I banned you, I deleted you, that's it. No, it's not fucking it. It's not it. Nobody talks anymore. And the minute you try to engage or initiate conversation with people who have turned away just to find out what's going on, you want to threaten with lawsuits. And, oh, now see, he's harassing me. I got rid of you for a reason. No, there's a reason that you believe something for no good reason. And with Mel Tyson, we have plenty of reasons. We have evidence. It's been released. There's this Bohemian Bacon Rhapsody page, and I was told there's another page. It's called Mel Tyson. Let me see if I get this right. Mel Tyson, childhood cancer celebrity and con artist. I think that's the right name of the page. My haters probably are the ones behind the page anyway. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I don't know who's running who. I don't know. I don't care. I only care that there are people who are using this to their advantage, and they need to be stopped. Quit looking at the survivors as the bad guys and the people who have no affiliation with us whatsoever as the good guys. You got to quit picturing people, you got to quit envisioning people as the heroes that you want them to be. It doesn't work that way. Look at your children. If you want to see a hero, there you go. Stop looking up to people. I don't expect anybody to look up to me or treat me like some kind of a hero. I don't want to be hailed as a king or a prince or whatever. I don't want to be, raised through the ranks. That's not why I decided to talk about childhood cancer. I did it because I understand. And I just don't want people to think that, well, this Jared Fuller, he is such a bad guy. No, I'm not the bad guy in this.
Even though everybody wants you to be.
They want me to be. But what they want and what's true, or what's going to happen or not happen, all around a different ball of wax. Now, like I said, we have evidence of Milk Tyson. And you people who've watched my videos for however long you have now, past couple years, I've been doing these, you know that I am an evidence person. The evidence has been shown that Milk Tyson threatened to throw somebody off a balcony. He makes indirect comments about his genitalia on Facebook, on public posts. There was a time when he was talking about doing a weight loss challenge, and he said, he made a comment, well, don't be afraid of looking at my dick or whatever because I can't see it either. Just something like in that ballpark. I'm paraphrasing and picking my nose. But this is a kind of person, we have evidence of this, and he talks about his genitals all the time to women. All the time. Something I would never do because I have more respect for people. Now, if I'm having if I'm talking to a woman and we're talking, in an adult kind of a way, okay, that's personal. That's between us. Nobody's going to know about that anyway.
You're not going to record about it.
I'm not going to record my interactions and conversations. I'm not going to get on here and talk about the size or whatever. I'm not going to talk about my private areas. Nowhere at any given time have I ever talked about my private areas. Milk Tyson has done that. He's done it on numerous occasions. And I don't know, this is the kind of guy that you want around your kids? This is the kind of guy that you consider a leader? I don't think so. He's a drug dealer. He's a con artist. He manipulates. He's a master manipulator. He convinces people that people such as myself are horrible while he's, enjoying a luxurious lifestyle. He's reaping all the benefits. And there's just so many people out there who are blind to that. And, he's got to be stopped. He's got to be put in jail. And he visits children's hospitals, as far as I know. I was told yesterday that he was at Children's Hospital Los Angeles. And a guy who talks about his nuts or his private areas in public Facebook posts is going to see kids. I don't get that. I don't get how any parent would be okay with that. They think it's funny. They think it's a joke. And there's even
they're stuck in that it's a lie.
What's that?
I says that, or they're stuck in a lie.
Yeah. I mean, he's harassed moms. He's threatened moms. There's a point where one of the fam volunteers actually demanded that they get the money back. Really? Wow. When you are a nonprofit organization, when you're in a position to help a family, you don't demand the fucking money back. That is theirs. That is a gift. You don't expect a refund. You don't expect to be reimbursed for that. And there's evidence for this too. I saw the screenshot that one of the fan volunteers said, "Give me, give such and such the money back that this person gave you," and you don't fucking do that. You're a nonprofit organization. It's not a lottery. It's not a. Oh wow, wow, it's corrupt. And I even saw a screenshot where someone says, "Oh, Jer Bear hates Milk Tyson." Yes, I fucking hate him. I despise him. Okay, there, I said it. Now what? Anyway, Amy's going to sleep. Yeah.
Actually, I'm laying here just resting. I woke up in a bad mood this morning.
And it's going on noon, and I've been here for about almost a little under 50 minutes. I tell you, that hour goes by so quick. But I don't want to make the entire video about Milk Tyson. I'm just really irked by this asshole who just, I don't know. He needs to be in prison, not jail, prison, federal prison. Because you cannot use a nonprofit organization to pay your rent. You just can't do that. It just, maybe, I don't know. I've never had a nonprofit organization. Maybe there is a point or a loophole where you can actually use it to pay your bills. But I don't know. Because he doesn't have a job. And if he doesn't have a job, then that nonprofit organization seemingly would be the only means of income for him to be able to live in an expensive, tongue-tied, to live in an expensive condo in Miami, Florida, where rent is nearly $4,000.
The only reason you're tongue-tied is because you didn't get enough sleep.
Oh, I got plenty of sleep. I'm baffled and befuddled at people who think they can use people. They can skim off the backs of children to live a lavish, luxurious lifestyle. It's just beyond my comprehension, where people think they can get away with doing shit like this and think that people aren't eventually going to catch on to it. We all caught on about Ronnie Duvall. Well, most of us did. That's why nobody talks to him, and he's still going out there taking money from people and traveling the country. He's a piece of shit. Milk Tyson, no different. Piece of shit. You can't be doing stuff like that. And, these are people who have no idea what childhood cancer is. They read, they do a Google search, or they listen to other people talk about it. And, oh, now I'm such a big expert because I did a Google search. Well, you got your fucking certificate from Facebook University. Good for you. You're not an oncologist. You're not someone who actually had to go through that. Nobody cares what you have to say. We know what you're up to. We have caught on to your shenanigans, and yeah, sooner or later, it'll all come to an end. It's all going to come crashing down. It's all going to come to a screeching halt, and I'm going to be airing up the balloons, and I'm going to throw a big-ass party. And all of you, if you can put your hatred to the side for a moment, all of you are cordially invited. There will be beer, there will be wine, there will be cake. Amy, what do you think?
Sounds good.
I'm not a wine drinker. I know a lot of people who enjoy wine. I prefer beer. I like Busch Light. I don't know. good people get treated like shit and horrific people get treated like saints. I don't know how that happens. I don't know how that works, but it does. I don't get it. But I'm going to drive myself crazy trying to figure it all out. And so I should just stop. But anyway, I can't stop thinking about getting to meet this warrior. I'm excited. You know, like I said, his mom and I have been speaking for a long time. I mean, we've talked for hours on the phone. When I had my van, I was even going to plan on driving down to Indiana where they live at, just to meet them and to hang out with them, spend a day with them. But she said, well, we're planning a trip to Michigan. We want to go to Bay City. We want to go to Frankenmuth. And so, okay, potentially this Saturday, the 29th. I'm looking forward to it. Oh, how could I forget this? My brother's birthday is coming up on Friday, the 28th. My brother Wayne will be turning 43. And my niece, my great niece, Callie, just had a birthday yesterday. I think she turned 2. Uncle Jerry loves you. Happy birthday, baby girl. She's got the brightest red hair I've ever seen on a baby. The brightest red hair. Red hair runs in the family. There was something else, probably, I think, something else that I'm forgetting to mention. There usually is something I'm forgetting to mention, and I'm not, I never keep a list of things to talk about. I just ad-lib all of this stuff. Obviously, because I get tongue-tied, and I trip over my words, but, I think that's about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I visited with my mom yesterday, which was nice. She was down for a day because she lives up on the other side of Mount Pleasant, and she came down to visit with me, and well, actually, she came down to get a stove. But we made a day of it. We went to the Chinese restaurant in Owasso called Jade Buffet, and it was a nice visit. I mean, we reminisced about a lot of things. She gave me the recipe to shepherd's pie because my mom makes an awesome shepherd's pie, and I love it. And she had given me the ingredients and the instructions on how to make it because I've never prepared shepherd's pie before. Yeah, she is just pretty much telling me what I need and what I have to set the oven to and how long to cook it for. And to cook, what to cook separately, what to throw together, when to throw it together. Worcestershire sauce. That's included in the shepherd's pie recipe. I don't know if that's a general additive in shepherd's pie. I'm sure there are many different ways to make shepherd's pie. My mom adds Worcestershire sauce to hers. As a matter of fact, we were even talking about green bean casserole yesterday. And because we got on the subject of food, we love food. Go figure. But we were talking about green bean casserole yesterday, and I was telling my mom that I add shredded cheese to my green bean casserole. And as it turned out, my mom learned that from her Aunt Flossie, which is my Grandma Beulah's sister. Because my Aunt Flossie, my great Aunt Flossie, used to prepare it when my Grandma Beulah was young. And my mom learned from our Aunt Flossie, and then my mom made it for us kids, and that's where I learned how to make it. So it was just something that passed down through the generations and stayed in the family. I add shredded cheese to we were at my cousin's for Christmas last year. I almost said last month, but last month was January. We were at my cousin's house for Christmas in 2019, and she had a big thing of green bean casserole. She says, you add shredded cheese to yours? I said, yes, ma'am, I do. She says, I didn't know you could add shredded cheese to green bean casserole. Ta-da! Now you know. Yes, you can add shredded cheese to green bean casserole because there's no wrong way to make it. Like, you can add, I mean, because I of course, I have the green beans. I use the French-style green beans. Of course, French fried onions, cream of mushroom soup, bacon, and shredded cheese. And is there something else? No, that's it. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, that's pretty much a green bean casserole, and it turns out delish. Mwah, good. Dad, he went to take care of some business. Actually, I think he went to make some money.
Yeah.
But it's kind of been a busy week. Not really too bad. It hasn't been too rough. We went to my Uncle Danny's in Annie Lane's last week. I don't know how I keep forgetting to mention the big things. But I went to visit with Uncle Danny in Annie Lane. I haven't been there in quite some time. My cousin Dawn showed up, and we all had a nice conversation about politics and the digital age of social media, texting, things like that. And we talked about just a whole bunch of different things. I'm not political, but it was interesting to hear some of her opinions. And there's people in my family. They're not big Trump supporters. To each their own. I have no stake in any of it, but I just think it's funny listening to people, how they interact. They have difference in opinion with politics. Like, there's the Democrats and the Republicans and the independents. I don't even identify as an independent. I just say, I'm out here. I'm just a human being. Y'all knock yourselves out with this political stuff. I'm out of the mix. I'm over here. I'm doing my own thing. I have no opinion about the subjects whatsoever. But if you feel so inclined to have your little discussions or to foist your opinions on other people, that's entirely up to you. I'm not going to engage in that kind of conversation. I just choose not to. But it was funny to listen to some of the things that they were saying. And I don't know. It was just really cool. I haven't seen my cousin Dawn in quite some time. Actually, it's been over a year since I've seen my cousin Dawn. The last time I saw her was at my Aunt Rhonda's funeral because she passed away. Aunt Rhonda died in September of 2018, so it's been a little over a year since I've seen her. I don't know what everybody's up to these days with my family. I just know that kids are having kids, and there's cousins I haven't met yet. I don't know who they are. I didn't even know they existed. But I don't keep in touch with family as much as I used to, and it's kind of a shame, really, because there's people that I want to meet, and there's still a lot of us out there. I mean, there's a lot of Fuller family out there. There's a lot of like my cousins are having kids, so the family is continuing on. There's a generation that is continuing on, and I want to get to know some more of my family and to be aware or acknowledge that they exist, and get together for family gatherings and to try to initiate some kind of communication with them, because it's been too long and we don't see each other until somebody dies. Which, speaking of death, a couple of uncles of mine, my dad's uncles, are not doing well. They have hospice coming in. So anytime hospice comes in, that's pretty much it. An uncle of mine was just released from the hospital not too long ago. He's not going to be around much longer. And that's another funeral that I'm just not looking forward to it. And then his brother, which is my other uncle, has hospice coming in. I don't know his condition. But like I said, anytime hospice comes up, that's not a good thing. It's just not. It's very dark and grim, and yeah, it's bad. I'm not looking forward to funerals. I just, this uncle of mine, the one that was sent home from the hospital just recently, I have a very fond memory of him. And we were at his other brother's house, the one that comes here, Uncle Mark. We were at Uncle Mark's house. And we were all standing outside in front of Uncle Mark's, like out by his pole barn. And, fired up a joint. We all stood in a circle. Uncle Mark takes a toke on it, passes it to his brother. He takes a toke. Here, Jared, do you want this? Hell yeah. Here you go, Uncle Mark. That was like one of the best days of my life. Of course, I don't know if Amy's sleeping. I think she is. Because she's not answering. She's not responding. I think she fell asleep. But that's one of the greatest memories I have of my uncle. And I'm going to carry that with me forever. I had written a poem in regards to the Sandy Hook massacre. For those of you who remember the lives lost in the Sandy Hook tragedy, I had written a poem. And it had gotten so popular, and I wasn't expecting this, it had gotten so popular that it was published in the local newspaper. And this uncle who was sent home from the hospital, he saw it, he saved it, he cut it out, and he says, I put it in my Bible. Well, thank you for that, So that's something else that I would remember about my uncle. And we had a lot of good times. And it really sucks because life is short, life is fast, life is fleeting, and you have to make the best of the time that you have with your loved ones. Because our time here is temporal, it's limited, nobody lives forever. And I think I'll end the Sunday video on that note. The time that you have now, make it count. Much love to all of you. I'll see you next week, Sunday, March 1st. And preceding that week, which would be Sunday, March 8th, I'll probably, most assuredly talk about the 31st commemoration of my diagnosis with Wilms tumor. And like I said, I'll probably maybe put together a little video talking about that. And I'll see you then. Much love, guys. Peace out.